Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the World of News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. Now to the news in details. The 2025 Hajj operations officially commenced in Imo State with the inaugural flight takeoff ceremony held at the Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri. The event, which drew religious and political leaders from across the country, was graced by Vice President Kashim Shettima, who flagged it off. Our correspondent Amarachi Ibe reports.
Representing President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima described the commencement of Hajj operations from Imo State as a symbol of inclusiveness, national unity, and religious harmony. He commended the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria for decentralizing airlift operations and lauded Governor Hope Uzodinma for creating an enabling environment that allow Imo to be selected as one of the departure points in the southeast. He urged the intending pilgrims to be good ambassadors of Nigeria, stressing the spiritual significance of Hajj and the importance of discipline, prayer, and reflection during the journey. Governor Hope Uzodinma in his speech expressed pride that Imo State is now among the states airlifting pilgrims directly to Saudi Arabia. He emphasized that his administrations remain committed to ensuring freedom of worship and fostering peace among all religious groups in the state. He wished the pilgrim a safe journey and prayed for the success of the 2025 Hajj exercise.
Let me also take a moment to commend His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, for fostering the atmosphere of religious tolerance, mutual respect, and inclusion. His support is both heartening and symbolic of a nation coming into harmony with itself. This governor is not a Muslim, but to have brought himself and given massive support to the Hajj, then we must recognize his patriotism.
On behalf of the government and the good people of Imo State, I want to thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR for all the approvals that made this day possible.
The Sultan of Sokoto and the President General of the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, His Eminence Alhaji Said Abubakar, praised federal and state government for supporting the spiritual needs of Muslims across the country. He called on pilgrims to use the opportunity of Hajj to pray for Nigerians' unity, peace, and economic stability.
At a forum like this, where we are gathered to wish our intended pilgrims safe trip to Saudi Arabia, and to urge them to pray for our leaders, pray for President Tinubu, pray for our governors. For those of you who are going from this day, pray fervently for Governor Hope Uzodinma for what he has been doing to you and to the state to bring peace and stability and unity in this great state.
Earlier in an address of welcome, Chairman of the National Hajj Commission, Professor Abdullahi Usman, outlined the Commission's preparations and innovations for this year's Hajj, such as improved welfare package and digital tracking system for pilgrims. He applauded the partnership with Imo State Governor, which he says sets a benchmark for other states in the region.
I remain deeply grateful to Almighty Allah for making this memorable occasion possible under my watch.
The 2025 Hajj operation in Imo State marked a significant milestone for Muslim faithfuls in the region, offering them greater convenience and reaffirming the nation's commitment to religious inclusion and services. From Sam Mbakwe International Airport, Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The chairman of Dangote Group and chancellor of Alinko Dangote University of Science and Technology, WUDI, Kano State, Alinko Dangote, has launched a 5-year development plan for the university with an initial amount of 15 billion naira. Dangote announced the gesture shortly after his second investiture as the chancellor of the university at the 5th combined convocation ceremony of the university held in Wudil. It says the fund, which would be managed through its foundation, will be used for the construction of additional student hostels, a world-class engineering laboratory, a world-class computer laboratory with 24 hours internet service, and a befitting Senate building. Benue State is widely recognized as the food basket of the nation thanks to its predominantly farming population and impressive agricultural output. As the planting season progresses, our correspondent Felicity Ndere explores one of the state's cherished traditional dishes, pounded yam. Felicity Ndere has the details. Who sincerely apologize for our inability to bring you that report right now. We'll bring it in subsequent bulletin. But in the meantime, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has dismissed reports suggesting it has officially recognized certain individuals as leaders of the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party, PDP. In a statement in its official X handle, the Commission described the media reports as false and misleading, clarifying that no final decision has been taken regarding the leadership dispute within either parties. The report also inferred that the Commission has restored a particular individual as the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, referring to the listings on the Commission's official website. INEC explained that the names of the Labour Party officials currently listed on its official website were uploaded either earlier in the year in compliance with a court order unrelated to the recent Supreme Court ruling concerning the party's internal leadership crisis. The Federal Ministry of Education has announced signing of a landmark Memorandum of Understanding with Rural Electrification Agency under the federal government's Energizing Education Program. Speaking at the event in Abuja, Minister of Education Dr. Olutunji Alausa revealed that the federal government is constructing mini-grid systems ranging from 1.5 to 12.5 megawatts across federal and state tertiary institutions as well as teaching hospitals across the country. Our correspondent, Ozana Okorafo, completes the story.
Minister of Education, Dr. Olatunji Alausa, says 24 institutions have benefited from phases 1 to 3 of the program, emphasizing the ministry through TET Fund will support the development and additional 4 to 6 independent mini-grids with capacities between 2 and 10 megawatts at selected tertiary institutions across the country. Dr. Alausa emphasized that uninterrupted electricity supply will significantly enhance student learning environments, improve staff productivity, support cutting-edge research, and promote entrepreneurship within university communities, ultimately contributing to national economic growth and GDP.
To this MOU and the collaborating agreements that we're signing today, we're not only addressing energy poverty in our campuses, but also are advancing the energy transition goals of Nigeria, contributing to climate change mitigation and improving operational efficiencies of our federal institutions. This is in alignment with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, which prioritizes human capital development and robust infrastructure in our nation's education system.
The managing director of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu, highlighted that phases 1 to 3 have provided over 100 megawatts of clean electricity to 24 federal universities and their teaching hospitals, positively impacting over 600,000 students and 50,000 staff members. He also noted that Phase 2 included clean energy projects for 2 universities and 2 teaching hospitals, while Phase 3, covering 8 universities and 1 hospital, is nearing completion and will soon be commissioned.
We are almost done with Phase 3, and as we are getting ready to complete the Phase 3 and hand it over to relevant authority, we secured additional funding from the Renewed Hope Infrastructure Fund for the deployment of additional infrastructure in 8 universities.
The federal government reaffirmed its commitment to deepening this transformative agenda through continued collaboration with REA and institutional partners across Nigeria and beyond. Hosanna Okarafor reporting for Global TV News.
The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has assured Nigerians that the recent influx of defectors, including 3 sitting senators from Kebbi State, will be managed smoothly in line with the party's constitution and established mechanisms. Speaking to journalists after leading the defection lawmakers to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja, the APC chairman emphasized that the APC remains a disciplined and structured party capable of absorbing new members without disruption. Kike Lomo Okere has the details.
The national chairman of All Progressive Congress, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, explained that the defection of Senator Adamu Alero, Kebbi Central, Yahaya Abubakar Abdullahi, Kebbi North, and Galba Midoki, Kebbi South, all previously elected under the People's Democratic Party, was the result of weeks of underground negotiations among key stakeholders in Kebbi State. He described the move as both strategic and beneficial, aimed at boosting the party's numerical and political strength. He further assures that the APC constitution provides clear guidance for integrating defectors, adding that the party's internal mechanism and political experience ensure a seamless process.
Our constitution is very clear about this, and not only that, our political dexterity in managing such affairs is on the table. So I assure you there will be a smooth integration.
Addressing concerns about the potential for a one-party state, Ganduje insisted that the growing dominance of APC reflects its performance and appeal, noting that voluntary defection are legitimate part of Nigerian democratic process.
If one-party state is a wish and blessing to Nigeria, one-party state is not by force. One-party state is by negotiation, is by other political parties seeing the effect of the positive governance of our party. If they decide to come into our party willingly, I think there's nothing like that. There's nothing with that.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reportedly given his blessing to the senator's decision. An official announcement is expected on the floor of the Senate by Tuesday next week. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Crisis is brewing within the Lagos State chapter of the All Progressive Congress ahead of the July 12 local government elections, as many chairmanship aspirants and party leaders have kicked against what they described as a plot to impose candidates. The aggrieved members and leaders drawn from various local government areas and local council development areas accuse key figures within the party of attempting to sideline grassroots democracy by unpicking candidates rather than following and allowing a level playing ground for all. The Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission had in April released the timetable and guidelines for the electoral process for the 57 council chairmanship seats and 376 councillorship positions spread across the state, 20 local government and 37 LCDAs. In another development, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, says the provision of water to Abuja satellite towns is dear to his heart, that of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Wike stated this after he inspected some projects in Abuja while responding to a question about his recent visit to China. The minister had on May the 1st traveled to China to finalize discussions with officials of the China Geoengineering Corporation's Overseas Construction Group over the water project. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons has rescued a 2-year-old child trafficking victim in Aba, Abia State. According to a statement on the agency's official Facebook page, the child was trafficked from Abuja to Aba, where the suspect, who allegedly sold her for 100,000 naira, was arrested by officials of the Department of State Service. The agency also sought public assistance to reunite the child with her biological parents, saying NAPTIC is calling on the biological parents or any relatives of the child to urgently contact the agency. Guruba, the down palm oil, is regarded as the skull fruit known as the northern Nigerian as an excellent brain superfood, even though its origin is from Egypt, but cannot be found cultivated and domesticated in Nigeria. Guruba is now used for different purposes, ranging from tea to traditional medicine. Our correspondent, Idris Jibril, takes a look at this fruit as a rich source of sugar, protein, and fat, even for Nigerians. Let's take a look.
In Kano, dum fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria.
In Kano, dum fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought up from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria. Goruba is actually brought from Guru, Machina, and several other local governments in Yobe State, and many people do buy goruba to take care of their health-related problems.
The fruit is a popular component of tea preparation consumed for refreshment, regulation of body weight, and blood glucose.
Dum fruit tea is used to regulate blood pressure, body weight, and body glucose. And at the moment, several people used to come here to either buy the tea or the goruba itself.
For several years, many youth in Kano are involved in the business of dum fruits. They sell it in shops and along major streets in Kano State. They say the trade has been paying off, especially because it's used as traditional medicine, which cure various diseases.
We do sell goruba here, and there are many of us who earn a living through the business. It has helped us to take care of our several problems, which include helping our parents.
Experts say the use of goruba, either consumed as tea or raw fruit, has proven to be beneficial to people with blood-related diseases. From Kano, Idris Jibrin reporting for Global Television News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has announced the official release of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME results. According to the board, the results of 39,834 candidates were being withheld due to suspected examination malpractices. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak Oluyede disclosed this during the official release of the 2025 UTME results in Abuja. Sharon Ajay completes the story.
The examination body revealed that 80 individuals are currently under investigation for examination-related offences, with Anambra State recording the highest number of suspects with 14 in total. The registrar noted that 467 underage candidates scored above the minimum benchmark, while 50 others were found to be involved in the examination fraud. Oloyede stated that the seizure of results was due to suspected examination malpractices.
In all, over 10,000 officials were involved in conducting, monitoring, and managing the exercise. Without any equivocation, this year's exercise will be remembered as the most successful in recent times. 71,705 were absent, and a total of 2,1 157 candidates' fingerprints were rejected by the machines as invalid. This failure was beyond the acceptable normal margin of failure. We interrogated it because it was abnormal. Subsequent discoveries in this regard indicated that a number of the candidates whose fingers were unrecognized had one question of registration infraction or another to answer.
Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced the repatriation of 115 Nigerian nationals from Abidjan, Ivory Coast. The ministry's spokesperson, Kimiebi Ebiefa, made this known in a statement issued in Abuja. According to the statement, the ministry noted that the returnees will arrive in Lagos by special flight at the Murtala International Airport in Lagos State. Meanwhile, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 10, comprising Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara State, has charged officers of the Zamfara State Police Command to redouble their effort in tackling the security challenges in the state. The AIG Gwongo Grima made the call during his maiden visit to the command headquarters in Gusau, the state capital. Kabil Asen has the details.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police, Geron Girma, arrived at the Zamfara State Police Command headquarters for the first time since assuming office as AIG Zone 10. He was received by senior officers and inspected the quarter guard mounted in his honor before proceeding to the command conference hall. Addressing officers of the command, AIG Geron Girma commended their efforts and sacrifices in maintaining law and orders across the state. He emphasizes the need for renewed commitment and professionalism in confronting the persistent security threat facing Zamfara State.
And so, I didn't come here to bring any tension or to raise any temperature. If anybody's temperature is high, bring it down. If you have BP, it will go down now. Just be your natural self, be calm. Situations will never finish. And you are not experiencing anything new. Others have experienced what you are experiencing. But their level of calmness must have helped them to sort themselves out and finish well.
The State Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Maikaba, in his remarks, appealed for enhanced operational equipment. He stressed the importance of improved mobility, communication gadgets, and continuous intelligence sharing.
And 20 divisions and 36 police outstations. It is of security importance to let the AIG have an overview of the crime situation in Zamfara State, which among others include cattle rustling, kidnapping and abduction, culpable homicide, armed robberies, and reprisal attacks. These are serious security challenges facing the command. However, the command, in its effort to stem the tide of these security challenges, has improved and sustained its crime-fighting strategies that covered all the 40 local government areas in the state. Challenges of the command. The command is confronted by enormous challenges that affect the existing security arrangement in the state, notable among which are manpower. Daily and periodic transfer of officers out of the command without replacement has greatly depleted the strength of the command, thereby making our crime-fighting strategy and efforts to be very, very ineffective. So I'm pleading with the AIG to help us prevail on at least 4 headquarters to help us and make sure that whenever there are transfers that affect the state command, there should be replacements.
The visit is seen as a memorable booster for officers and men of Zamfara Police Command as the leadership of the force continues to demonstrate its commitment to strengthening internal security in the region. Hassan Kabir reporting for Global TV.
And in business, The Kano commercial city of northern Nigeria has been a trade hub for grains and textiles since the colonial era. And today, the resilient shoemaking business in Kofa Wambai market employs hundreds and thousands of people working at various stages of the manufacturing process. A Global TV correspondent, Idris Jubril, takes a first-hand look at the business in action, and here is his report.
Inside Kofar Wambai market in Kano lay sheets of leather in plain sight waiting to be processed into footwears of various sizes and designs. The art of shoemaking is known to be an ancient trade in Kano, dating as far back as the 11th century. On daily basis, hundreds of youth, including women, spend time on various stages of shoemaking, such as cutting the leather, applying gum to leather materials, and shaping the different animal skin. Leather materials dyed locally in different colors are used to make footwears of different sizes, from relatively simple to very complex. Bags and other leather materials are also made here.
I have been doing this business for several years, and we do produce all kinds of shoes, bags, and other leather materials.
Ali Sidi is one of the shoemakers. Inherited from his father, Ali has been benefiting from the trade for the past 35 years and is now passing it to his children.
For 35 years, I have been making shoes in this market. I learned it from my father, and I'm now teaching my children.
Over the years, shoemakers in Kano say sales have been good, but the insufficient supply of raw materials, inadequate capital, and lack of government intervention are threatening their production capacity.
Sincerely, we started this business from Kurmi Market, and with the advent of foreign shoes, we migrated to this place, but we are now threatened by the lack of government intervention.
With increasing opportunity in the trade, there is no doubt that more improved quality footwears can be produced only when importation of foreign shoes is completely banned. From Kano, Idris Jubrin reporting for Global Television News.
And that's it on Global TV News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.